Hi, my name is Jerry Germanson. I'm a real estate associate broker with eXp Realty in central Arizona in the Prescott area. And I wanted to talk a little bit about our economic recovery and the problems that got us there and what my plan is to get us out. We've had the government and the banks sucking our accounts dry for several years now. I'm talking about bank accounts, investments, the stock market. Everything is going sideways on us, and there doesn't seem to be a bottom, and there doesn't seem to be anything that's working. We've tried a bunch of complicated tricks to try to resolve it, the bailout being one of them, but none of it's working. We just keep going farther and farther in the hole, and everyone is losing money. Everyone is losing value in their investments and in their homes. Homes are the #1 asset for most Americans. It's where we've always placed our life savings, and at retirement time we've tried to cash out of them, downsize, and pull a little bit of money out to retire on. Those days are over, maybe, but I have an answer. The housing market got us into this problem. The housing market needs to get us out of this problem. Here's what's currently happening. This is the status. The banks are giving homes away at ridiculously low prices. Prices way below the cost of replacement value. The government bailout hasn't worked, and in fact, the loans that the banks are now foreclosing on are almost all government guaranteed loans. They're VA, FHA, all kinds of other A's. And when a bank sells a property, they're getting bailed out by the bank, by the insurance of FHA and the VA, etc. And also they're lowering the values of the surrounding homes, because these homes now become the new appraisal comparables for the entire neighborhood going forward. Remember, only a cash deal can drive values up, but any sale can drive values down. So we're going to have a very difficult time to turn this around and see values rise to a reasonable level. Now, we may have had unrealistic numbers before, but when you can't replace a property for anywhere near the cost of buying a new one, or buying a resale home, there's something wrong. We're way out of balance. Home builders are in big trouble because of that. No one can have a home built today because the appraisals will never come in when the same size home, maybe a used home, but the same size home in the same general area can be bought for 30, 40, 50% less than a replacement cost. What's the effect of that? Well, now we're seeing lowered values on our properties, and from a tax standpoint, the government can't collect enough money to operate the services that are needed. Schools, police, fire. We just had a tax increase here in Arizona, a 1% tax increase to put a Band-Aid on the reduced revenues that have come in from our taxes. That's strictly for schools, fire, and police. It's temporary, but unless we resolve this, I guarantee you it'll be permanent. So we've had the prices of homes lowered. What's the incentive for my neighbor to stay in their home if we have the same home, we're in the same subdivision, he's 3 doors down from where I am, and we bought our homes at $200,000. My home went into foreclosure and sold by the bank for $100,000. I still owed $175. My neighbor still owes $175. What's his incentive to staying in the home when he's seeing the prices going further down and the recovery nowhere in sight, and he's upside down by at least $50,000? It makes no sense. So here's my solution. We need to force the banks to stop selling homes at ridiculously low prices. They need to turn this thing around and raise the price on every home that they have on the market by 15%. We need to set that 90 days out. Imagine how many homes would sell in the next 90 days if everyone knew prices were going to go up 15%. That would spur some activity in the market. We would also have to have the banks loan money on this. We bailed them out, and yet they're not loaning any money. That's another problem. We'd also have to have the appraisers revalue the properties and add 15% to come into compliance with these new sales figures. I'd also like to have the prices appreciate at a rate of 3% per year for the next 3 years. What's that going to do? Well, it's going to stop the free fall that we're in right now. It's also going to make that neighbor of mine reconsider walking away from his home, and it could in fact be a strategic walk away where he can really afford the payments, but do they want to? It'll stop him, may stop him from making that move and jumping off the cliff into foreclosure land like so many other people have. It'll help us maintain a base of values for our taxes for services at all levels of government. The results, I think, would turn this economy around. We need to put values back in our homes. That is the biggest asset, not only that the people have, but it's also the largest asset that the banking industry has nationwide. The values are set in the mortgages that they hold, and without that, the banks are going to be in trouble again. I know we've seen record profits from the banks. It's been a windfall, and I don't think it's here to stay. Unless they keep raising our rates on credit cards and charging a bunch of fees. And that's another issue. But that's my simple recovery plan. Raise prices on all properties that are bank owned 15%, have the appraisers meet those prices, raise the prices by 3% per year for the next 3 years, let the market stabilize, and then let the natural market conditions dictate the prices. If the bank doesn't sell the property at this new rate, we may look at a situation that the home was overpriced to begin with. It may be in worse shape than we thought. And in that case, the bank should be allowed to adjust the price, but only down 5% and only after the property's been on the market for 45 days. If at 90 days on the market it still hasn't sold, they should be able to lower it another 5%. That would be a 10% decrease. And it also might force the banks into having better comparables for pricing these properties and using local agents who really know the market. Here in Arizona, we're seeing agents from 100 miles away list properties in our neighborhoods who have no idea of what these neighborhoods even look like. They send an assistant out to take a few photos, they throw a sign and a lockbox on the house, and away we go. And the local realtors, and to a great extent, don't have any input into the values, and we're the ones who really know what's going on here. So that's it, real simple. Tell everybody you know about this, and let's see if we can get a groundswell going. Thanks for listening. I'm Jerry Germanson, eXp Realty, and if you'd like to go to our website, it's www.allofprescott.com.